I seek refuge with Allah from the accursed devil. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we will continue with another talk answering the questions of the brothers. Today we are going to answer question number 4 from Sister Jadisha from Bolivia. We will listen to her question and then we will arrive at the answer. Peace be upon you. I am Jadija from Bolivia, a Muslim. My question, Sheikh, for this Ramadan pertains to the nights of decree. I know that among the preferable acts are visiting and greeting Imam Hussein and staying awake on those nights. But in case of due to work or study or being in the West, could we not fulfill one of those points, one of those preferable acts? What other acts could we perform to receive the same blessing? Thank you. Well, that's a very good question. Truly, our congratulations to the sister who is concerned. This is the case. This question, how to worship God, how can we better worship God during the nights of decree? What is the night of decree? We have a very special night on which the Holy Quran was revealed. It means from the heavens came that great blessing of God, which is the Holy Quran for all of humanity. On that specific night every year, this night will occur, and the gates of heaven will be open. When a person makes supplication, they receive so much blessing and reward that it sometimes equates to thousands of nights. One night is equivalent to thousands of nights. So, on this night we have certain recommended acts. Among a supplication that has 1,000 names of God called Yoshan Kabir. Among very preferred prayers, among other acts. And to give charity, help the poor, care for orphans, and be kind to our close relatives. One of the acts is also to visit the grave of Imam Hussein, the great servant of God, the grandson of the Prophet who was martyred on the path of God. And his grave, his sanctuary is in the city of Karbala in Iraq. Of course, many of us cannot go to visit Imam Hussein in Karbala due to work commitments, or if someone wants to go to Iraq. Many times there is no embassy of Iraq in many countries in Latin America, and it is very difficult to go to Karbala. How can we do it? There is a narration from Imam Sadegh, Aiseles, where he was asked, if we cannot go to visit Imam Hussein during these recommended days to visit him, what should we do? Imam Sadegh, Aiseles, he answered, you will go up to the terrace as the sky is above. If you are under the sky, you should plan towards where the grave of Imam Hussein is located. If you are in Iraq, you are in Latin America, you orient yourself towards the east. If you are in South America, we can say it is to the north, and if you are, for example, in Mexico, a little southeast towards the east, then you will be directing towards Iraq, where the grave of Imam Hussein is. 3 times you say, Sallallahu alayk ya Abu Abdullah, Sallallahu alayk ya Abu Abdullah, Sallallahu alayk ya Abu Abdullah. The blessing of God be upon you, O Abu Abdullah. Abu Abdullah is the nickname of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, or rather as they call Imam Hussein, Assalamu alayk ya Abu Abdullah. This is how they greet Imam Hussein. But in this situation, you cannot go to greet Imam Hussein in Karbala. Thus, you can greet Imam Hussein alayhi salam in this way and receive the blessing. You can also recite Ziyarat Ashura, the special salutation for the day of Ashura, which is found in the book Mafatih al-Jadam, the keys to paradise. You can download it. It is available online. What other recommended acts can we do? Look, brothers, I am going to tell you something that is very important. Sometimes we say, look, all recommended acts are for God. What does it matter if today or tonight I do such a thing? For example, if on this night I have been told 4 chapters of the Holy Quran, for example, Surah Al-Duhan, Surah Al-Mulk, Surah Al-Yasin, for example. In some narrations it is recommended to recite 4 surahs from the Holy Quran on a special day, for example. Oh, such a prayer with such character. What does it matter if I do this or do something else? Or if I am going to give charity? what does it matter? The answer is as follows. Look, brothers, if I have a lock, it has a special key. With that special key, you can open the lock. Each of our problems, the problems of life that we have, or the treasures of God's blessing, have their own keys. These keys, as you can see, have special teeth. If you add a tooth or remove a tooth, that key will no longer work. In terms of supplications or recommended acts, it is the same. This means that if you have been asked to perform this prayer, this supplication on this night, and it has been requested in such a way that it has been taught in the narrations, then it should be done exactly as instructed. Nothing can be taken away or added. It is like a key. If you remove a tooth, it no longer works. If you add another tooth, it no longer works. In one case, a person came before Imam Sadiq A.S. He asked for zikr. Zikr means a word that you mention to God in a special way, according to Imam Sadiq A.S. He indeed taught him, in this particular case, to say, I truly love the one who calls to God. O you who have my dear heart in your hand. What can you genuinely and sincerely and deeply do to change my heartfelt heart? Establish my heart in your path, in your religion, in your faith, all of this. That person, when he wanted to pronounce this supplication, said, I have become the heart and the brain. Take out the heart. He added another word. Imam Sal said, no, that is not it. Do not add more things to the supplication. It may be that in another supplication we have that word, but now I have taught you this supplication for this purpose. What does it mean? Each thing has its special key in paradise. So, when we have been taught to make this supplication, this prayer on the night of decree, this is the key. Greeting to charity, of course, if you give charity, it also has a reward, but this is different. If you want to receive the blessing of this night, you must fulfill the acts of this night. Make an effort to open our time to fulfill what is recommended. Thus, we can receive the blessing of God, of course. What is important is the quality of faith. Sincerity when we are calling upon God, as taught in various narrations, or as Ayatollah Bahjat mentioned in a piece of advice. For example, at the end of these prayers, there is an act called Amal Dawood, which is special for the 15th of Rajab. Then he says, you will prostrate, placing your forehead on the ground. And while making that supplication, in the end he says, do your best to cry. Before God, the most important thing is submission and crying. Crying is a special key to heaven. Therefore, in our supplications and prayers, we must do our best to be able to cry before God and ask for our supplication. May God, inshallah, grant you all that is good, bless you, and may you receive the best mercy from God in these days. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.